This is the village of Fortsy, high up in the mountains of Nepal. There's only one way to get here, and that's on foot, which for me means a 4-day trek, battling the altitude and shortness of breath. Not surprising when this route reaches a high point of nearly 4,000 metres. That's 2.5 miles into the sky. Fortsy is the destination for the key characters in my next novel, and that's why I'm making this journey.
It's been a lifelong ambition of mine to come to the Himalayas, to want to write a book and to set it somewhere in the Himalayas, and then have a chance meeting with my near neighbour James Lamb and get talking about Fortsy village and Sherpa culture. Really started to pull me into that book, and I've been living with my characters, dreaming with my characters for a long time.
My novel explores 2 Scottish women on their separate adventures to the high Himalaya, journeys made almost 100 years apart. This trek to Fortsy will be made by my modern-day heroine, Daisy, at the start of the COVID-19 pandemic. My other heroine is Daisy's great-great-aunt Violet, who came here hunting for exotic plants, a scientific pursuit favoured by the explorers of her time. I'm on a tight schedule, just 3 weeks to explore both past and present. My guide to the village is Tashi Lama, and my first stop is to meet his grandmother, the village's oldest resident, Sharing Lamu. I've got so many questions I want to ask her.
What was Fortsy like when you were a little girl, when you were very little?
When she's young, there's a small village, but now it's more and more house. She said when they are young, they have to go to Lukla. They carry salt from here, and they sell the salt there. They carry and they go house by house. When she is very young, she's working for other people too.
So working for other people in the village?
Yeah, other people's house.
Has she not been to school?
Yeah,
No school.
No school.
Okay, no school. That was the most incredible opportunity for me to talk to someone who had actually been here in the 1930s, to have a first-hand account of what this village would have been like at that time is absolute gold in terms of research.
But I'm getting ahead of myself. The first stop for the characters in my novel is Nepal's capital, Kathmandu. And it's here, in the historic heart of the city, Dipa Square, that they both face almost overwhelming challenges. For Violet, who's my 1920s, 1930s heroine, it's going to be the place where she goes to try and reconnect with the young man who's embarked on a plant hunting expedition. And it's not going to have a happy ending, that bit. Sadly, Dipa Square is not going to be a happy place for Daisy either, because Daisy goes there to visit the office of her tour company, and there'll just be a little sign stuck to the window saying closed due to the pandemic. So it's another knock to her confidence. And when she goes to the stupa in the evening, with those all-seeing eyes, with this tide of humanity walking round, she's going to meet some very important people there that crystallise in her mind what she's going to do next. There's one final significant place in Kathmandu I need to visit. It's the Garden of Dreams, and it's another key location for both the characters in my book.
Oh, so beautiful.
My plant hunting heroine has come from the far north of Scotland, and she's just longing to get out into this big wide world. But at the same time, she's chosen to work in the field of gardening, and that was very much a field that wasn't open to women. So she's dreaming big. If this isn't a metaphor, I don't know what is. Come and see. We've got this beautiful gateway with dreams gilded on it, and then dreams in ruins. Sometimes dreams take a bit longer to build. For my more modern day character, she's really lost her dreams. She's not consciously looking to get her dreams back or to find some new dreams, but hopefully it's going to happen. We'll have to find out as the action unrolls. The major part of my novel happens in Fortsy, a community often described as the most authentic Sherpa village in the Himalaya.
One of the main things that really drew me here is that sense of the kindness of strangers, which is, of course, it's a large facet of the Buddhist faith. And it's something that I'm really hoping to focus on as an important strand in my book, both in the historical context and then in 2020 when Daisy is going to find herself cast adrift, and to come to a place like this where everybody is welcomed. And in this world that we live in, which can be quite a brutal place, it's quite extraordinary to find that kindness here in this setting.
One person who exemplifies this spirit is Tashi's partner, Dipa. Together, they run the Little Sherpa Lodge. For my novel to work, I need to understand the nitty-gritty of daily life faced by my heroines, and what better way to do that than by helping Dipa with her daily chores.
Good and cold, the water.
So Dipa has this very successful tea house. The other night it was absolutely full, 20, 30 people. So she does the washing of the sheets and the duvet covers and the towels from the kitchen. And it's all so beautifully clean and so thoroughly washed. I don't know how she does it. I'll never take my washing machine for granted again at home.
I think I was probably more of a hindrance than a help. And my wringing out technique definitely needs some work. I was absolutely mortified to notice that after I'd finished the final rinse and I'd wrung out these towels, and I thought I'd done a pretty good job of it with my freezing cold fingers, I turned and just saw out of the corner of my eye Dipa wringing them out again and lots of water coming out of them. I have nothing but admiration for this woman who does it all every day with that beautiful smile on her face as well. I do one and Dipa does about 5.
Okay.
It's a heavy one.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, thank you.
It's good enough?
Finish.
But Dipa's chores aren't finished. I want to help her prepare fuel for the cooking stove, and that means getting up close and personal with the day's yak dung.
Yes, thank you, Yaks. Of course, Dipa has the amounts down pat to make a little yak dung pancake pan there. Yak dung, when it's dry, is put onto the fire, but it doesn't burn with a very consistent temperature. So for the cooking stove, that's where these nice yak dung pancakes come in to play. There's something so satisfying about making fuel for cooking out of a waste product. So both my characters are definitely going to roll up their sleeves and get their hands good and dirty with making these yak dung pancakes. You know, as a novelist, things can be a little bit up and down, a little bit uncertain. And I think on my CV, it's going to be yak dung pancake making. Excellent, thank you, Dipa. And thank you to the yaks for providing us with this lovely fuel for cooking.
My research covers more than just Fortsy village though, and today I'm heading up to higher ground.
I wanted to climb up to visit this hidden valley up here in the high mountains, which is apparently filled with wildflowers in spring and early summer. I'm not expecting to see that much today because we have this incredibly unseasonal weather where we're scarcely getting above freezing every day. But I wanted to come up here and imagine what it will look like, because that would have been a really important place for Violet, my historical plant hunting heroine, to find new specimens. And I'm living that for Violet, and I'm always trying to think of ways to portray that and convey it so that my readers will be walking that path with her. Well, we're here in the valley of Konar.
Yes.
Did I say that right?
Yes.
And I've been joined by Tashi Lama
Yes.
to explain a little bit more about this area.
Some people, they live here, but some people just look after animal here,
Yeah.
and then they go back to the Phortse,
Right.
because it's very near, like only half an hour
Yeah.
here.
For you, it's only half an
Like
hour.
for the Sherpa.
For me, it's a much longer walk,
Yeah.
especially coming up here. Now, because I knew we were going to be here a little bit early in the season, I found some photographs, not of this exact area, but of something similar, and a valley of wildflowers. And so, do you think this is almost a typical representation of what this valley might look like?
Yeah, I think most of the time it's look like this.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
It's breathtakingly
Yes.
beautiful.
I have a small camera. I will be here in the summertime.
Will you send me a picture?
Yes, I will send a
Great,
picture. What
fantastic.
exactly
Yeah, the
summertime,
proper
yeah.
picture.
Yeah.
That would be wonderful.
This trip has exceeded all my expectations. I've not only experienced daily life, I've also met Fortsy's oldest resident. But there's one more thing I need to do, and that involves the children in the village nursery. Together, we're going to plant some seeds that will grow and appear like hair to finish off the lovely faces they've drawn on these cups.
Well done. Very nice. And this one?
Tomorrow, I'll be saying goodbye to Fortsy, at least for this year. Soon I'll be back home in Scotland, typing up my notes and hopefully writing a novel that will do justice to the magic of this place and to the grace and resilience of the Sherpa people.